Hi, I'm Lina Khmil from TCU, playing in the national Ukrainian beach volleyball team, and you're watching a Viral Volley podcast. And now here's your host, Rob on the mic. Привіт, мене звати Anhlina Khmil, і ти дивишся Viral Volley podcast. І з вами сьогодні Rob on the mic.
Good day, everyone, and welcome to a special episode of College Volleyball Weekly Beach Top 20. And we're in the summer, we're out of season, but have to take this opportunity to speak to some of the top names that we've been seeing in the last few months. And actually, what is a very historic season for TCU, or Texas Christian University, the Sandy Frogs. And with me is, we were just talking about before jumping on, known for quite some time now, Lina Khmil of TCU, the 6-foot blocker. And I didn't even ask you what hometown that you officially go by, because I'm not even going to try to say the one that's listed on BVB. What's your hometown, Lina?
So hi, thank you for having me, first of all. And my hometown is actually called Kremenchuk, but I live in Kyiv. I live in the capital, but I was born in Kremenchuk.
I am glad I didn't even try to say that one. So thank you very much.
You should try. You should try. It's not that hard, I think.
Well, it's definitely an honor to have you on, because again, after a historic season, but I mean, beyond that, you've had an amazing collegiate career, and before that, an amazing international career as a pre-collegiate college athlete. So, but let me ask you the first obvious question. How did you get into playing volleyball?
Oh, it was a very long time ago. I think I was talking about it in our last podcast as well, but it was such a not weird story, but interesting, because I wasn't planning on playing beach volleyball. And you know how when you're young, your parents trying to like engage you with something and just like, oh, go play volleyball or go play the piano. That's what my parents did. They're trying to like get me to do something when I was young. And once we met our PE teacher, actually, we met her in grocery store on like a random Monday, I don't know. And she was like, oh, you're tall, do you want to play volleyball? And I was like, yeah, why not? Like, let me try. And I think it was just, yeah, that's basically how I started playing. And at first, actually, I didn't really like it because it was hard, because you need to run a lot. I started with indoor. And at first I didn't like it because I was playing for my school. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, in America, you also have school beach volleyball, right? Like the same like college, but like in school. We don't
Yes.
have it in Ukraine. It's very unpopular. So I was just playing volleyball as a hobby, like twice or once a week. And then from like in a year or two, I got invited to sports school to keep playing indoor. And after that, I think in like 3 years, I had to switch it for the beach volleyball because our indoor team fell apart. It just like broke apart, and I had to start playing beach volleyball, and that's how I'm here. Yeah.
Well, so I got to ask you, what position do they have you playing? Middle?
Yes, I actually I played in every single positions, but libero. I never played libero because I feel like I was too tall for that. So I started with middle, and then I was setter, and I was a side. I don't know how you call it, a side from the side.
Outside attacker? Outside
Yes,
hitter?
outside. Yes, outside hitter. Yes,
Or were
yes.
you right side hitter, opposite hitter, or both?
From the left side. No, from the left
Okay,
side.
so you're an outside hitter. Okay, pin
Yes,
attacker.
yes. In attacker. Yes. Yeah, and since 15, I've been playing beach volleyball until now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, at what point did you know you wanted to compete in at a higher level?
I was thinking about this question, and I don't think there's like a one point, like one day I woke up and then realized that I can play, compete in beach volleyball. I feel like it's a long, gradual process where you like going through training, competing, and a lot of conversations with your coaches, and you're growing with volleyball, and you're growing your love to this sport. And I feel like that's what, like, I've been like building up my confidence, building up my game, and I feel
Mhm.
like as time goes, I'm falling in love with the sport even more, and I feel like that's why I love competing. But
Yeah.
there was no one day that I realized I wanted to, compete with
Wow.
someone. Yeah.
Well, the Federation obviously saw your talent, and then they had you competing in the European, the CEV, and FIVB events. I mean, you're competing as young as, from what I can gather, U19, which I imagine you played up because you were younger and were
Hmm.
playing at those higher levels, but you saw so much success. What do you credit that success to?
Um, yeah, now it's again. It feels like a long ago. I feel like it was like 100 years ago. But I remember it yesterday. It was such an amazing like 4 weeks. I think we were in Thailand at that time. We played under 19, and then right after we played under 21, and we took third in under 19, and then we got first under 21. It was amazing because I don't know. We've been working so hard, me and my partner. And that
Mhm.
time we've been working so hard for it. And after we got third under 19, we realized um that we can carry out, we can compete against such top teams. And we were really excited to play under 21. And because like before us, I think Ukrainian teams, they have never taken a medal in
Mhm.
underage tournaments. And I feel like after that tournament, that's what gave us confidence to keep up and, you know, push it until the end. Yeah.
Well, the Ukrainian Federation, I'm sure, is very happy because you had a European World
Yeah.
Championship at the U20s. You won the U18 European Championship. You have the first of the U21 World Championship, and you have a first place at an FIVB Beach Pro Tour Futures event. So, I mean, kind of putting Ukraine on the map as far as beach volleyball, it seems.
Yeah, I'm glad. And hopefully beach volleyball is gonna just get better and more popular here in Ukraine. I mean, not now. I feel like now during wartime, it's not a priority right now, but I hope in the future, our sport is gonna get more popular and more young people are gonna start playing and competing and representing our country internationally.
Yeah. Well, if you've been keeping up, and for all the listeners too, the men's program in VNL definitely caught the attention of the world. They played extremely well during the Volleyball Nations League, and we're seeing a lot more Ukrainian beach teams also coming up as you look at like the FISU tournament and other beach volleyball world tours going on. So you're right, it's growing, and you bring up an interesting time in history because I was going to ask this of you later, but since you mentioned it here, it's like, in February 2022, Russia invaded Ukraine, but I wanted to ask you particularly how that has impacted like you as an athlete and even just a person trying to go on with their life with this world event going on that's, I mean, obviously you got the concern of so many people, but how has it been for you, being that you are this athlete, you are this person, you have family directly affected because, as you said, you're in Kiev right now. But
Yeah.
can you just share some insight as to what you've had to go through from that point until like even now, so to speak?
Yeah. I think I will never forget 2022 and February, because after that, literally the lives of all the Ukrainians has changed forever. And for example, now I feel like I'm even thinking differently because the war has affected everyone, and the priorities has changed, and everything has changed since then. And if we're talking about like studying or work or education, I don't think it's not in the first place, because after February, only like one main thing that I'm thinking about every day is safety, the safety of my family, the safety of my safety, and the safety of all those around me. And I don't know, it just, especially being abroad in the United States, living really far from my family, I think it's even more overwhelming. And of course, it has affected everything, my volleyball and training and just every day-to-day life. And yeah, I don't even know how to describe it, because if you don't feel it yourself, if you don't live it through, I don't think you can
Mhm.
ever understand. It's it's devastating. It's terrifying.
Mhm.
I feel every day, I feel anger, I feel deep rage for Russians. I don't know. I feel like I'm thinking as a completely different person now. Like
Yeah.
I feel like it's the same, and every single Ukrainians can relate to that.
Have you
It will never be the same. Huh?
Yeah. Have you been free to go back home? I mean, I imagine at first is very limited because I actually talked to Hector and Majo when you first came on board. I'm like, well, how is Lina managing all this? I mean, one, you're young. Let's be real. You're transitioning from being a high school student to a freshman in college that year. And I mean, that's a lot to get a hold of. And attacks were directly involving Kiev, which is your home. So, how was that?
Definitely, I had a culture shock, first of all, even if we're not talking about the war, we're talking about America and the college beach volleyball program and educational program. Because it's completely different from what I used to be doing at home. And my freshman year when I came to United States, first I think it was language and it was culture, it was people around me and mentality is so different, so I had to use to that. But thankfully, thanks to my teammates Hector and Majo, they helped me with that. And of course, I think 2022, there's a lot of things happened and kind of combined together. My I moved out abroad, the war started, and I was cut off my family. Everything was cut, and I couldn't get home for a year. If that's what you asked me, because I was in United States for 1 year because I was scared to go home
Yeah.
because it was really dangerous, and I was really worried about my family, and I don't know, it's just really, really overwhelming. And combined with training, with exams, it was really big transformation for me. I
Yeah.
it took a while for me to get used to it.
Well, it just shows that your ability to adapt. I mean, at least mentally and physically, you're dealing with so many transitions and changes. I mean, who can say they've come out from a war in their home country and then go into a whole new life experience of college in an area you've probably only been to once, if you even made a campus visit, and then be around new people in a whole new culture. And
Yeah,
let's be real, college culture is different from regular culture in the United States.
yeah, yeah. It's crazy. Yeah.
But how was I mean, how were Hector, Majo, the administration and the student body, as well as your teammates, how did they help you during that time of transitioning over from Ukraine and the war to being in Dallas, Fort Worth in that area?
I'm really grateful that I chose TCU because TCU has an amazing community, amazing people around that helps. They have helped me a lot through tough times, and they're still helping me, I'm really grateful for them. And I don't think there's like physically they cannot help it and I can't help it, but mentally they helped me a lot. We were talking about it a lot, and if I needed help or if I needed someone who can listen to me, I know that I can always come up to Hector, Majo, or even like anybody from the team, and I'm really grateful for it because without them I think it would have been even like 100 more times tougher than it
Mhm.
was. And I don't know, it's been 3 years since the war started, and I hate to say that, but people used to live like that. It's the part of our routine, and I don't want to say it, but it's true. You have to keep living, you have to keep training, you have to keep going out, keep like go to work, and because that's I feel like what helps us everybody to not break down completely is just to
Mhm.
keep living. And despite all of these changes, if we can say that, despite all of this terrified thing that's happening around, you have to keep living and you have to do your daily things. That's
Yeah,
how you
you have to
kind
just
of
go on
can
with your
get out
life.
of it. But you never get out of it. But it kind of helps you a little bit to just keep living.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's interesting because I remember that year, and we'll go into like your playing now as you transition, because this was timeline wise for everyone that's listening. February 22, Russia invaded Ukraine. And of course, Lina, you probably moved out about August 2022, I believe, to Dallas, Fort
Yes,
Worth.
yes.
because I imagine you're here for training, and actually I think TCU starts in August anyways. So, um, and we know that things just continue to elevate as you went on here. But um, amidst that, the war and all that, I mean, you ended up being one of the top names that I remember doing a preview show for volleyballmag.com. And, Hector's talking about, well, I got some girls coming in, and he's like, got this Ukrainian girl who's really good. So, but
He's awesome.
I got to ask you, like, how you made that connection with Hector, or was it Majo, and what made you end up deciding to go to TCU?
I think it's the I think and it was the girls in the first place because there's a lot of international. Dani and Tania, I've known them for a long time. Anna Vergara, who I used to play, who I played with last season, I've known her before I came to TCU, and I think Hector, he saw me playing internationally under 19, 20, 21, and that's kind of how we met. And first time I saw him, I remember it was in Netherlands when we were playing under 22. We actually played in a semifinals against Dani and Tanya. And I remember I was so nervous because it was the first time I knew that Hector is coming and I knew that he was gonna watch me playing. And I knew I was like, oh, I have to do good. I have to do good. I was so nervous. And yeah, we lost. I remember 2-0, but anyway, I was glad that I met him in person. Yeah, I
A
think
lot
yeah,
of
that's
people
how. But the
lost to
girls
Danny
I
and
think were in
Tanya,
the
so that's
first place.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, we won them in Thailand and then we lost to them in Netherlands, so it's 1-1. It's
You need to have that one more that one more match against
yeah.
who's better. So they came out and saw you playing in that final against Danny and Tanya. And
Yeah.
now, did you know that they were playing for TCU, or did you follow them pretty closely?
I remember I was following them on Instagram for sure, but I've never been interested uh in college beach volleyball before or United States before 2022 or like even before that because
Yeah.
I've just never heard of it. But then I remember I started like looking it up and like checking like what's CCU because I saw that Tanya posted something like purple or horn frogs. I'm like, what's horn frogs? And I just kind of like searched it and in Instagram through like Google or whatever. And yeah, it really like I was really interested. I started being really interested in that, and I knew Dani and Tanya, so I was able to talk to them as well, and Anna too. And there's actually a lot of international girls who are in different schools because we're all in
Mhm.
this kind of in the same like community, I would say, because I know a lot of people
Mhm.
across the Europe who also study in the US, and I'm able to ask the questions if I had any, and they help me to. Um, they get me introduced to college beach volleyball. Yeah.
Wow. Wow, that's a great connection there. So, well, that's
Yeah.
I mean, I can't think of a better ambassador of the TCU program, than Danny and Tanya. Then is it Sofia Vergara or Anna Vergara or Anna?
Anna Vergara, yes, Anna.
But such a great group of people there. Um, I wanted to move more into where I first met you. I remember going to the Manhattan Beach Pairs event. One of the first years they're having the AVCA Fall Pairs
Mhm.
Championship. I remember walking down the stairs at Manhattan Beach, just south of the pier, coming on your court, and you're playing with Kate Privett. And
Yeah.
I was like, because Kate Privett, former College Volleyball Weekly Beach Top 20 contributor, which miss seeing her around, but I know that she's doing well right now in Texas. So, but I walked down on your court, and what caught me immediately was the amount of balls you were blocking. And I'm not going to say who you were playing, but we'll say it was a very highly talented pair from a very reputable school. And I couldn't help but notice how neat, like how your block was. Even I mean, at the time, I imagine you're only 18 years old, but you and Kate were creating problems for this other team. Um, was that your first official collegiate competition then, wearing the
Yes,
frog
yes.
uniform?
Yes, yes. First of all, I got amazing partner. Kate is amazing. I love playing with her. She's a fighter. So it's just a pleasure. It was a pleasure for me to play with her on the same side of the court. And yeah, in Manhattan, it was my first ever tournament in America ever. I was so nervous, but I think what helped me because I had played a lot of FIVB tournaments at that time, like before Manhattan, and I was nervous, but like I kind of knew what I knew what I was doing, and Kate helped me as well, and we found the connection. And I was like 5 points later. I remember our first game, like my like anxiety just went away, and it's just like you know we did really well.
Well, you are very much like a seasoned professional. I literally was watching your play, and obviously I knew Kate, so I was watching her play, but it was your play also that really stuck out. So, I mean, if that was you playing nervous, my goodness, that was pretty remarkable.
No, I'm always nervous. Like I feel like I'm nervous like first 4, 5 points in the first set, I'm nervous. And after that, it just goes away and you just start enjoying it, and just goes with the flow. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that spring season after that fall pairs, um, you had a breakout season. You went 28-6 whenever you were playing for TCU, being at the fours or fives. But TCU as a team ended up going 37-3, advancing to the NCAA Collegiate Beach Championships in Gulf Shores. I mean, wow, what a regular season, and then get to the ultimate tournament at the end. I mean, that had to be quite the accomplishment for you. How did you feel about being able to do that?
I was so proud of every single one in our team because watching everyone going towards the same, working towards the same goal throughout the season is just really precious and it's a pleasure. And it's always an honor for me. Like it's my honor to be in the team and wearing a purple gear every time. And I was just like really proud. Even like no matter what would be the score, if it was, as you said, it was like 32, what do you say, 6. Even if it was like, I don't know, 15-15, or even like I was just so proud of everyone because like being inside of the team, seeing how everyone wake up every morning at 7 a.m., go to the gym, and then go to the sand every single day, working hard, and it's just like really gives me a lot of confidence as well. And I was just really proud of every single team,
Well,
every single one in our team. Sorry.
that was amazing because I left out the semifinal match because that TCU team that season, and we all know now in hindsight that USC ended up becoming a four-time national champion. But that year, TCU had them on the ropes in the semifinal. First point was awarded to USC, the Norse Twins, but then Dani and Tania got the first point for TCU, and then you and Kate got the second point. At one point, TCU was up 2-1 in the semifinal match, which means USC had to win the next two. But I mean, it was an amazing showing for this school from Dallas Fort Worth taking on what eventually is a national powerhouse, if not a national champion. But I mean, looking back on, even though it was a loss in that semifinal and knowing what that USC team did, and what were your thoughts on being able to get that far in your freshman season?
Yeah, yeah. I remember as yesterday because it was my freshman season. I've never played in this system before. And I remember competing first time in Gulf Shores. It was truly amazing, like amazing atmosphere, amazing organization, and such a high level of volleyball. And I remember when we were playing the semifinals, we knew it was going to be tough because we were playing against UC. We knew that they were four-time NCAA champions. It was going to be tough, obviously, and I was so nervous. I remember I was watching. I think it was our fives who played the tiebreak. I think we lost 15-13 or 15-12 or something. Yeah, in tiebreak.
Yes, it was 12, and it was Rachel Scott
Yeah.
and Haley Brockett.
Yes. Yes, it was 2-2. I was so nervous. I was sweating. I was screaming. I was running with everyone, watching from the sidelines and just living the moment with everyone. And after we lost, of course, we all were upset. It was kind of heartbreaking, but I don't know. It was just because we saw that we can get that close to winning national championship, and I feel like it gave us even more confidence for like what were coming next, like for the next games and next season. And yeah, from one hand, it was really frustrating and heartbreaking, but on the other hand, it gave us even more motivation and confidence to work even harder. And we've learned our lesson, and I feel like that's the better part of this game, of that situation. Yeah.
Well, it was a remarkable achievement, and TCU is being watched anyways because of
Yeah.
they were getting better talent wise. But that semifinal match, I really paid attention to that team in a
Yeah.
kind of way because the talent was amazing, and the talent wasn't from places like Southern California, Florida, but I mean, is international well of talent that included yourself, Dani and Tanya, and a few other girls. Puerto Rico. Well, actually, I don't think the Puerto Rican girls were there quite yet, but
Yeah.
Maria and Lana. But let's move into the 23-24 season. You come into the fall pairs competition and skipping out all which I always would say hi, see you when you come to Manhattan Beach again. You ended up playing with Haley Hamlet, and both of you ended up winning the whole ABCA Pairs Championship. And I'm gonna guess you guys didn't play a whole bunch together before that because I mean, you guys definitely were strong, but I remember I think Haley saying that, yeah, we barely practice.
Yeah. Yeah, that was true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I remember it. It was amazing tournament, and me when the coaches put us together, I remember we found the connection like right away, and I like that thing that she was always open to try new things, and like no matter win or lose, we're like, oh, like let's try that, and we always hyped up both of us. We both really emotional, really energetic, and really strong as a team, and I was really enjoying playing with her in that tournament. Yeah.
Well, with that win, did that give you any additional excitement as to what your TCU team could accomplish during that 24 spring season?
Yes, I think it kind of gave us like energy and motivation for coming spring season. And we saw like that tournament that there were a lot of strong teams. There were a lot of ones and twos sent to Huntsville at that time, and we saw them and we showed our level. And yeah, I was just really excited after winning that. I was just really excited to play a regular season as
Yeah.
far as soon as possible. I was so like, I was so excited. Yeah.
Well, you're excited to play a season and it definitely gave you that insertion of additional energy and motivation because the Frogs that year ended up going 29-8 as a team. You individually went 29-7, which is still amazing. I mean, you had more losses than previous year, but the schedule that Hector and Majo create for you guys, you're playing USC multiple times, UCLA, Florida State, Cal Poly, LMU. I mean, it's just amazing. LSU, amazing competition all year long. To come out with only 7 losses is amazing. But what were your thoughts on that regular season when you saw that you'd accomplished that record and eventually you're going to Gulf Shores again?
Yeah. It was definitely tough season because we played a lot. We played a lot of games every single weekend and against top teams, as you just said, USC, UCLA, and we did pretty good. We know that we didn't have Dani and Tanya because they were out playing Olympics, and Maria as well. We knew that we didn't have the same lineup as we had a year before, so we knew it was going to be tougher.
Hmm.
And I was mostly playing with Hemi, and we were both mostly playing in ones and twos. And I think it gave us more responsibility and more like pressure to represent TCU like in the higher seat. And yeah, I think we did pretty good. And thanks to Hector and Majo, they put us to play against top teams, which is really I'm always happy to play against top teams, no matter win or lose. It just, especially in regular season, it kind of prepared us to before nationals. So we
Hmm.
played against everyone. We played against everyone who was going to be in the nationals, and Yeah, we did pretty good. And I was glad that we got a ticket to Golf Shorts.
Well, they bumped, like you were saying, they bumped you and Haley up to the ones, and we know that's not
Yeah.
a simple task by any means. But you and Haley were such a unique tandem because you're 6 foot, Haley's 5'11", 6 foot. I mean, you were one of the more physical pairs at the ones, and she's a lefty, you're a big blocker, and you created a lot of trouble for a lot of teams.
Yeah, no, it was amazing. It was good. It was a marathon. It was really hard. Yeah.
Well, jumping to that national championship or at Gulf Shores again, you and Haley got the first point against LSU, but unfortunately, LSU had to pull it out dramatically by grabbing the five pairs matchup. And I know that you, TCU, and the other athletes on the team had higher expectations, but I mean, it's a loss, but LSU is a good loss if there is one. But I mean, it was another great season, and you didn't have your Olympians, as you pointed out.
Yeah.
Looking back on that, how did you feel about that team and its accomplishments?
Mm, we we the coaches throughout the season, the coaches were telling us to they always tell us to be focused on your court first. And we knew, even though we didn't have Dani and Tanya or Maria, but we had a lot of really great players. We had a lot of freshmen. Our team was really, really young 2 years ago. And it was really hard. Like even though we lost, it was great performance by them. I'm really proud of them because we had a lot of freshmen in the lineup, and they did their best. And even we lost, I was not upset, to be honest. I'm just I don't know. I was just grateful once again that we get to play in the nationals, and we knew that one day we're gonna you know reach our goal. I think because
Yeah.
our team was really young and we lost, but I wasn't upset. I don't know.
Well, let's move on to this current season, the
Yeah.
2025 season. You appeared in 36 of the Frogs' 37 meets. And when I saw this, I was mind blown. I had to check it up on collegebeachvb.com because you went 30-2 when you played. You competed mainly at the four spot, but you showed up at the twos
Yeah.
and threes. And this is what's crazy. You didn't get a loss in your final 20 matches,
Yeah.
24 sweeps during the year, three of those sweeps during the NCAA tournament. Lina, you turned it on in your junior season.
Yeah.
What made you so good?
I no, to be honest, last season was just amazing. We had such a strong team, and I feel like the coaches made really hard choices how to set up the lineup, where to put like me or where to put like we had a lot of good players. And at the beginning of the season, I played with Hami. I think few games in Hawaii, I played with her for sure, but we didn't do well in Hawaii, so the coaches had to make some changes, and they kind of split us apart. They put me in the four. They tried me in the threes and fours. Hami was in the ones and twos, and also Maria and Alanis. They mixed everybody together, and I feel like that what made our lineup even stronger because the power or like the strong like the power, yeah, I don't know how to explain it. Like they spread out throughout the whole lineup from ones to
Mhm.
fives. And yeah, they put me with Anna, and we used to play together my freshman year. She's amazing, and I was really excited when they told me you're gonna play in the fours with her because I don't know, I feel like we're a good fit because we always like we're never upset. We both of us we just having fun out there, and like no matter who's on the other side. And yeah, I was just really glad that we played together this season and we didn't lose, which is really amazing because I remember after I think like halfway of the season when we still hadn't lost, I thought, oh no, let's make a challenge and let's try to not lose until the end of the season. That would be amazing. She was like, okay, challenge accepted. Let's go.
Wow, that's amazing. Because, like I said, it was one of the most interesting things to track because I knew, doing the podcast, like tracking all the top teams results, I knew that you were winning, but I did not realize it was that strong of wins towards the end of the season. But as you found out you're going to Gulf Shores again, What was the team's expectations going in, given the results the prior 2 years, especially falling short the year before? Was there a sense of urgency? How did Hector and Majo get you guys all dialed in for the 2025 national championship?
Yeah. The coaches were doing a really good job to motivate us, but also, like on the other hand, they were saying that like we knew we had a really strong team, and we knew that we had a chance to win national championship, but you never know what's gonna happen. And the coaches did a really good job to like they they said the right things to us, that we were going to nationals with the mindset of not like, oh, we will win, but with the mindset that we're gonna do our best and we're gonna play for each other and we're gonna be there for each other, and and it's like everything that we've been working on throughout the whole season. It's kind of like we've been building up for it, and we know what to do, and we're just gonna go there and give it our all. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how that what was our mindset. Yeah, that was amazing.
Well, it showed because you opened up playing the NCAA tournament with straight set win over Georgia State, which is never an easy win. And
Yeah.
then an up and coming fellow state University of Texas team, and they were arguably one of the hottest teams at the end of the season, uh, beat them 3-1. And then a scary team in Cal Poly, which you beat 3-1. And you went into that national championship in dominating fashion, because it never really felt like during the term, at least from what I could observe watching, that you were very ever pressured. You had to go into that final pretty confident. Is that right?
We we were, I think there was pressure in every single game because every single team that there was in the golf shirts, it was really strong, and you never know what's gonna happen. Because like when you play in the golf shirts, what happened before in the regular season doesn't matter anymore. It's like a whole new competition, like complete like Olympic game, not like Olympic games, but like something is really, really like unique and really special that everybody who were there, all of the 16 teams, they all been working so hard and they came in strong just like us, and you never know what to expect. So there is pressure for sure. But once again, I think we knew because we've been playing before like 20 weeks like of regular season, or I don't know, 12 weeks of regular season, and we knew what to do. But I think at that point it's about who wants to win more, not like who has better skills, but who has like more motivation and more confidence and more desire to win and to get the title. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, with the way the national championship match set up, it was going to be the first time since the inception of the national championship that a new team was going to win a national championship between TCU and LMU, which also was a phenomenal team in 2025. Um, what did coaches Hector and Majo tell you guys before going into that national championship match?
I think for me personally, it was the most um like there was way more pressure than I've ever felt before. I would say so, because before like it was my third year, and then 2 years before we were in nationals too, and then my freshman year we were in the semifinals, and now we get to the finals. So we've never played there, we've never been there. It was the farthest that we've ever been, and there was a lot of pressure. And I saw that everybody was trying to play cool, was trying to like support each other, but I saw that like everybody was nervous and I was nervous too. And but before the game, I think the coaches were trying to calm us down, and they were trying to say that, okay, guys, we got it. We know that you can do it. We've taught you all week, like we've been working on it so hard, and you have all the skills. You just go out there and give it your all. Give everything you have. Leave it on the court, and then we'll see what happens. We just play
Yeah.
with your heart, play with your mind, play with your soul. Just give everything you have out there, and it's gonna work out. That's what they told us, and I think it gave us really big motivation, and we just went there, and give it our all, you know. And I'm really glad it worked out. But I will never forget it. I It is the most this is the the biggest I think memory and the most colorful memory that I have.
Well, let me
Oh,
ask you this though. Before going into that match, um, during the 2025 season, two of TCU's losses were to LMU. One at the Outrigger Challenge, the first weekend of Hawaii, which is a gauntlet of a tournament. So great, but also at the
mhm.
Center Bedford Challenge at San Luis Obispo, where Cal Poly is. Um, what were your thoughts about that head-to-head matchup, though? Because they actually had the edge on TCU going into that championship match.
We knew it was going to be tough. We knew that LMU is a great team, and we knew it wasn't going to be easy. But I don't know. We just went there and play. I don't know. Like, I think for me personally, if I think about it too much, it gets even worse. So I was playing against LMU like we never played against them before. Like it's a brand new team that will help me. But we knew it wasn't gonna be easy anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I don't know if you caught this in the season, but in the losses to LMU during the season, LMU always scored the first dual point. In the championship final, you and Anna scored the first point.
Yes.
I mean, I can't help but read between the lines and see that first point win was pretty impactful in that national championship run. I mean, how do you feel about it though?
Yeah, it was so special because Anna was a senior and I knew it was gonna be her last game ever. So I wanted to be the best for her. I just played my best for her and we were there for each other. And I feel like this first point after we beat LMU, we kind of shifted the momentum and we like gave our team the energy and even more like hope and confidence that we can do it. And I'm just really glad that it was Anna's last game was like this and it was just truly amazing. And I was really happy that we got the first point because I feel like it was really a big one. It was really important one. Yeah.
Well, the other thing is this. So it was a back and forth in that final in the duel. And of course, who's it going to come down to? Your number one's court, your
Danya.
Spanish
Yeah.
Olympians, Dani
Yeah.
and Tanya. And they shockingly, they took a pretty bad, they lost the first set 21-19. But all the girls looked like they were pretty much on that court already. What was it like being courtside, knowing that your number one pairs and being as reputable as they are, because they're so well known, we're going to be battling for that potential win?
To be honest, I didn't see their first set because I came there on the third because I remember we finished our game and I ran to the court number 5 to support. Like I was just running all over the place and I remember I was watching tiebreak and but I knew that everybody trusted Dani and Tanya that they can do that even if they lost first set. I knew that everyone believed in them and I knew that Dani and Tanya believed in themselves and it was just truly precious and amazing and unbelievable to live this moment to live every single point with everyone like watching from the sideline and to live these emotions. It was just amazing. I remember they started third set really strong. I think they were up like 10-4, 10-5. Like
Third.
oh sorry, in the third set. Yeah, they
Yeah.
started really strong. Yeah, they were up like 5 points or 6 points and I think at that moment everybody knew that we were gonna win, and it was just like we were so excited. I couldn't wait. Like I was like cheering as I never did before. We were so loud. We were at that moment. I think our team was united. Yeah, like it has never been. It was even more united than usual. We were just like we all were together. We all were truly like one team. And after Dani blocked last point, I remember he blocked last point and we all ran on the court hugging, screaming, and it was just little a dream. I just stepped in like on a dream. It was amazing. I don't even have words to describe. I have nothing to say. It was just you have to be there to feel it. It was just unbelievable.
Oh, that's why I tell people like you're not going to know unless you're at Gulf Shores
Yeah, you have
experiencing
to,
it.
yeah, you have to be there. Yes.
Well, you did mention that they were up 10-4. They ended up winning 15-6,
Yeah,
which
yeah, yeah.
was crazy. Dani and Tania turned it up a level because you can see that they were on a mission. They were not going to give up any more
Yes.
points. Yeah, they gave up two, but still, that was a pretty authoritative win. But I wanted to ask you, how does it feel like to be a national champion, to get the first ever national championship for TCU, not only in beach, but in program, all athletics?
I'm just so, I don't think I have a word to describe it. I'm just so happy, like so happy that I was part of it and I have experienced it with TCU. I don't think there is anyone that I wanted to experience it with. And I'm just really, I don't know. I have no words to be honest. You should just experience it yourself. It's just truly amazing. And the coaches, they made such a strong system and such a strong program. And the players and the girls, it's just unbelievable. It all came together and it just like, I don't know, played out really, really well. I don't know. I don't have words to describe it. It's just truly, I'm just glad that I get to be a part of it and I get the opportunity to play. And I'm just, I'm
Yeah.
just glad that we get to do this. Like 3 years, no, 2 years later, my freshman year, we were in the semifinals. My sophomore year, we were in the quarterfinals. We lost, and we finally got it my junior year. And we had 12 people who graduated, and I'm also, yeah, it was crazy. It was such a big class, and it was 12 people who graduated, and it's just such a happy ending for them, and I'm happy about it as well.
Yeah. Well, on the other side, though, I mean, how has Ukraine received this accomplishment of yours? Because I know, like, when Tina Gradina got her national championship, I mean, she's all over the Latvian news. I imagine it's very similar for you in Ukraine.
I don't think it's that similar. Tina also congratulated us. I met her in Latvia. We practiced together a few times and she also said congratulations. So but I don't think it's the same as in Latvia since, as I said, we have different priorities now and because of the war, um it's not like that, but I'm really glad that during these tough times I get the opportunity to bring something positive back
Mhm.
home, something really special that maybe lifts up the mood some of our people. And yeah, it's just an honor to be able to represent my country even in the United States and bring it back home, something
Yeah.
positive during these tough times.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was an amazing run last year, and the only way that I can see you doing better is if you go undefeated in your senior season. You are coming back, is that correct?
Yes, of
Okay.
course. Of course.
It's now recorded.
Yes.
It's coming back.
I'm coming back.
Um, I mean, we'll talk about that also because a TCU has some really great pickups in the offseason here. But I want to talk about where you're at here in the summer. And I know we've been talking a long time already, but I mean, you've had some great results here competing internationally. Um, with exception of playing in Xiamen, China, you got
Yeah.
49th place finishes in international play. You have to be pretty pleased with the results so far this summer.
Yes, yes, it was such a marathon because right after we finished nationals, I flew straight to China and I don't think I had been at home for next month because we wanted to qualify for European Championship that we're gonna play next week.
Mhm.
And to be able to do that, we had to get some points, international points, and to play at least 6 tournaments. So
Oh,
right, so straight from Whole Shores, I went to China, and then we went to Czech Republic and Bulgaria and Latvia, and and so on. So it was we played 6 tournaments in a row, and it was such a marathon, and we qualified. Let's go.
well, it's interesting because I'd noticed some of the points, like the one in Bulgaria, you got a second, but only 180 points for that event. Got a ninth
Yeah, yeah.
in Turkey A and only got 230 points. and you had a ninth in Czech Republic, but you got 300 points. So kind of a weird
Yes.
setup there.
Because it's different level of tournaments. In Bulgaria, the one in Bulgaria was Future, is kind of the
Oh, okay.
lowest. So there was Future, Challenger, and Elite 16. So we played during these 6 weeks, we played one Future tournament, two Challenger, one Elite, and one National Cup. So there's a different level of tournaments. That's why we got a different amount of points every time, depending on the place we
Right.
take.
Well, I mean, those are still great results nonetheless, saying top nine in world competition. But which has brought me when I reached out to you, I saw you doing well for Ukraine in the CEV Nations final.
Yeah,
And it's an interesting competition. It's a team format, right? So it's like
yeah.
all pairs, but I'd rather have you explain it rather than have me butcher it. So, because I know you're still waiting to play the final. Is that correct?
No, actually, we just play. It was the one that it just came from Portugal. It was
Mhm.
finals of the Nations Cup. So the winner gets one ticket to the World Championship in Australia. It'll be in November. So only the winner and they get one ticket for per country. And we got second, so we didn't get a ticket, but we still did great though. Yeah. So what was the system? It kind of reminds me a little bit of college beach volleyball because we don't have 5 teams in the lineup, but we have two. We
Mhm.
have first and second team, and it also pool play. So there were two pools of 4 teams. So in our pool, it was us, it was Estonia, Portugal, and Spain. And for example, first game we played against Spain, and there was also 2 teams. Dani and Tania were first team, and the second team was Ana Vergara, the girl who I play with, and Sofia Gonzalez, another
Yes.
Spanish girl. And so our 2 team played against theirs 2 teams against each other,
Mhm.
and whoever wins, if for example we won them 2-0, right?
Uh-huh.
And we won the duel. If it was 1-1, if we lost our game and the other team won, there would be a point difference. So they would count
Gotcha.
every single point. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was
But
like, how's it still
yeah.
going on? But I mean, it was an excellent format, and you did really well for
Yeah,
Ukraine.
but then I think from semifinals, when you get to semifinals, there's a little bit different system. For example, if one team loses, another team wins, you have to pick one player from one team and one player from second team, and they're gonna play together golden
Oh,
set until 15. So it's like, for
yeah.
example, yeah, like Dani, they play golden set against Germany. So Dani Alvarez, she played with Sofia from the
Mhm.
team two. They played together against Germany, only one set until 15, and it was like golden set. Yeah.
Wow, that's an interesting format. I did not know. That's why I was looking at the site trying to figure out why there's a mix up in partners, or are they? I didn't know
Yeah,
how,
yeah, yeah.
but I mean, still a great result, and again, representing your country, so it's exciting. But
Yeah.
where does that bring you now? You mentioned something about coming up next week where you're going to be playing.
Yes, so these 6 weeks that we played, we qualified for European Championship in Germany. Is the finals of the European Championship. It's in Düsseldorf. Yeah, it's just the teams all over the Europe are coming to Germany to get this title. Yeah.
Mhm. And you're playing with, is it Valentina Davidova?
Yes. Yeah, Valentina Davidova, same partner. Yeah.
Wow. Well, it looks like you've been doing a lot of winning with Valentina, so I'm sure that you're expecting high results there.
Yeah, we will try to do our best. We already know our pools and we already know the schedule, so we just need to do our best to prepare and learn and study our opponents.
Mhm.
Yeah, who we're
Now,
gonna play against.
you mentioned world championships. Is there still an opportunity for you to be at world championships?
Yes, yes. So to get there, you need to play 6 tournaments, and I think it's the best out of 6 tournaments. So we're gonna play more, but I think technically we can get there, but we need a little bit more points. So we're gonna go to Baden Challenger, and then maybe one more tournament in the fall, and after that we'll see. But we
Well,
have a
I
good
mean,
chance to play.
well, that's going to take you away from fall pairs championship competition, so I won't be able to see you in the fall.
Well, you'll never know. We'll see. I hope we'll see each other there. I love playing the fall tournament.
Um, well, let's go back to the TCU team. You're coming back for your senior season. We've confirmed that, so excited.
Yeah.
But you have a really new team. Majo's decided to step away from coaching, but you pick up the, I forgot Sarah's new married name, but Sarah
Yeah.
Sponsel as an
Yeah.
assistant, which is amazing. But you've got some key pickups that, people going there for their graduate degrees. Natalie Glenn from Long Beach State, Anna Long from Florida State, and I'm sure I'm missing others, but some of the people have signed. You've got some international girls coming in. I mean, is TCU going to have a rebuilding year or a reloading year?
I think a little bit of both. I think a little bit of both. Yeah, it's really, really sad that Maho had to step away, but it's really sad because she's amazing and she's such a great person and such a great coach. And I'm really honored to have been coached by her. But I'm also glad that she chose what best. If she thinks it's best for her, I'm really excited to see what's coming next and what's next doors are gonna open for her. So yeah, I'm just gonna support. We all just gonna support her no matter what. So yeah, we're
Right.
just really happy for her.
Well, the final serious question for you is, you're obviously now going to be one of the top leaders on the TCU team, or be looked to as a leader. What are your expectations for yourself, the team, and the 2026 season?
It's gonna be my last season, unfortunately, but I'm just gonna try to enjoy it even more because I know the routine and now I'm more familiar with system and I feel like it's gonna go easier than my previous year.
Mhm.
And yeah, I just want to do my best for the team and I just want to remember my last year. Um, remember it forever, to live every single moment, to be present and as always work hard for the team and do my best to get to the national championship again.
Excellent. Well, let's get to our unserious questions or the off the
Okay.
court Lina questions. Okay. These are easy.
Okay.
What's your favorite thing to do when you're not playing volleyball?
Um, Probably it's not that much time, but probably I like to ride the bike. I have my bike here, so we just go in the evening, in the afternoon, especially when it's summer, when it's warm outside, we just go somewhere and just like ride a bike, enjoy the weather, just to rest a little bit. Yeah, to let the volleyball go for a little while.
Is that a touring bike, a mountain bike?
No, no, it's just a normal regular
Just the
bike.
bike.
Yeah, just bike, just my bike. Yeah.
So you like to get dressed in cute outfits and ride on this bike all stylish around Dallas, Fort Worth, and
Yeah, yeah, kind of the same. Yeah, we go somewhere, have dinner, and come back and rest, and go to the gym in the morning. Yeah.
all right. Then speaking of which, what is your favorite place to eat?
Probably I love Ukrainian food, so it's any traditional Ukrainian food places here. So just anything. It's our food is amazing. You should try one time, or I'm gonna cook it for you.
I'll have to say I don't know of any near me, and I'm actually kind of surprised. Are there Ukrainian food places in Dallas, Fort Worth?
I haven't heard of them. I
Well,
should, I hope so. There better be. I'm gonna visit them.
well, I'm always up for trying if you're willing to cook, but I don't know of any
Yeah,
places in Southern California that make Ukrainian food. So,
we'll figure out something. Don't worry.
all right. And then, what are your favorite songs right now?
I I like this singer Alex Warren. I don't know if you heard of them. And his new song Eternity. He just he just released a new album. It's about love and about you know loving people. It's really nice. You should listen to it.
I'll give it a listen, but then it makes me want to ask you what song gets you fired up to compete and play in matches?
Um, Probably I don't know. I can't name. I can't think of any from the top of my head. But I don't know, something with the rhythm, something really fast and like, to get my energy going. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of any right now.
All right, then what is your favorite movie?
I rewatched Forrest Gump recently about the guy who runs.
Yeah.
So it's really, yeah, it's a nice story. I really loved it. It's really, I think it's like 3 hours movie. So
Yes.
yeah.
Excellent with Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks?
Yeah. As
Who's
Forrest
Tom
Gump.
Hanks? Oh, Forrest
He's
Gump.
Forrest Gump, yeah.
Oh,
So
he plays Forrest Gump? Yeah.
yeah. And
Yeah.
then finally, what's your favorite podcast? No, you don't have to answer that. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I was gonna say what
Sandcast, right?
no, well, I'm not gonna say anything. You're all my favorite. I love all of you. So
We love Travis and what he does for the game. He's an assistant at Florida State, and
yeah.
he's just a great personality. So,
Yeah,
um,
I just met him in Ostrava too. Like in person. Yeah, I met him. He's really nice. I didn't know that he was doing Send podcast.
oh, he does wonderful stuff for the game, not only for the professionals and international, but jumped into covering NCAA this year, which is wonderful because there wasn't a lot of people covering it. I mean,
Hmm.
I'm divided. I have men's indoor the same season as Collegiate Beach, but it's hard not to follow beach when I get to meet phenomenal and wonderful people like you. So, um,
No.
with me is Lina Khmil of the Ukrainian national team and TCU national champion now. It's been a pleasure speaking with you today, and I always love our conversations. So whenever I see you in person or even get you on a video call, I always enjoy having the conversations with you, Lina.
Thank you for having me. It was amazing. I love talking to you, and hopefully we're gonna talk again soon.
Thanks for listening to College Volleyball Weekly. Be sure to follow Rob Aspero at the Rob on the Mic on Instagram and at Rob on the Mic on Twitter.